Eka, Pada, Raja, kapotasana. So that is Sanskrit for Eka, 1, Raja, king, Eka, Pada, Raja, kapota, pigeon, asana pose. Eka, Pada, Raja, kapotasana. Oh, Raja, or Pada is foot. So it's one-legged king pigeon pose. That's it. That's it. So that is what we're kind of going to be covering today in this class. Is not so much the king pigeon part of it. That comes with time and lots of practice. But we're going to get into the hips. Either you love pigeon pose or you hate it, it seems like. So this class, we're just going to slowly kind of dig into the hips a little bit, and hopefully over time you will find that this pose becomes really relaxing for you. So I'm going to recommend that you either get a block, a pillow, or maybe even just a nice thick book. But you don't need anything. If you can't find something that will work for you, don't worry about it. You can always do the poses without the block. There's not that many with the block. So we're going to use a block in this practice, and then come onto your back. So we're just going to start out just laying here. You can bring your hands to your belly, close your eyes. And just take a few breaths. So underneath your hands, let the belly expand on the inhale and soften on the exhale. Good, just a few rounds. Good. So right here, we're just going to do a nice gentle hip stretch. This is usually referred to as baby pigeon. We're going to take the right ankle and place it on the left knee. You want to flex that right foot and press the right knee away from you. And start with just your foot on the floor. Good, and press that knee away. And a lot of times you'll start to really feel it in this hip already. Now you can always stay here. If it's a lot for you, just stay here and let the stretch be and try to relax into the hips. Otherwise, we're going to lift the left leg, thread your right hand in between the legs, and just pull that knee in toward you. Keep pressing the knee away from you. Good. Now flex your right foot and then flex your left foot, just as a conscious decision. Breathe. Good. Set the left foot down and then the right. Good. We're going to switch. Left foot on right knee. Flex that left foot. Press the left knee away. Might start feeling it in the hip, either in the hip crease or right now I'm feeling it outside. That's okay. Good. Can stay here, of course, or pull the knee in. Thread the left hand in between the legs. Flex your left foot and your right foot. Just paying attention. Keep pressing that left knee away. Good. Breathe. Good, and then we're gonna set the feet down one at a time. Very nice. Hug both knees into the chest. And just give a nice squeeze, rock from side to side. Let the low back release. So a lot of times if the low back is tight, it's because the hips are tight. So we just want to let the low back be softened. Okay, so this is where the block's gonna come in. We're gonna keep it handy. We're gonna bring the hands underneath you. So first we're just gonna start out. Inhale, letting the hips lift. So you can lift them a little or a lot. Relax the seat a little bit, engage the tops of the legs. Inhaling as you lift, exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Very nice. Good. So we're going to take your block this time. We're going to inhale, lift. Set the block underneath the hips. Let the hips just rest right on that block. You want to be below the waistband. If you're not feeling supported, you want to maybe push the block a little bit closer to the heels. If you're feeling like it's way too low, then you might bring it up, but it should not be in the small of your back. And we're just going to relax here for a moment. Now, part of Pigeon is opening the hip flexors. So we're going to do that here, but wherever you go is fine. So we're going to maybe walk your right foot out just a little bit. Good. See how that feels. If you feel pressure in your low back, you stop. Otherwise, we're going to walk that leg all the way forward, opening into the hip flexor. Breathe. Gravity's just working for us here, doing all the work. We're just taking different puddle shapes and letting gravity do the work. We're going to bend that right knee. Good. Inch that left foot forward. Part of the way. Just see how that feels. Always take a moment to see how poses feel. It really is very important. Maybe go for a completely straight leg. Maybe. Breathe. Good, bending into the knee, nice and slow. Gonna hold here for a moment. We're not rushing in yoga, we don't need to rush. Good, lift the hips off of the block. Ooh, lower the hips down. We're gonna set that block aside. One more time, hug the knees in, rock from side to side. Good. So you'll have two options here. So you could roll to your right side and press up, or we can rock our way up. Rocking up will just massage the spine, but if this does not feel good, then you don't want to rock. And we're going to come up all the way up and over onto the hands and knees. Good. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Knees are hip width apart. We're just going to round the spine, cat pose, and arch the spine, cow pose. Round and arch. Beautiful. Round and arch. Good. One more time, round and arch. Very good. We're going to come into a neutral spine. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Good. Now you can move the heels around. So this isn't going to be a very long practice. We're just doing a few things to loosen the hips up. This will be great if you ever have a achy low back or achy hips and legs. This is the practice for you. We're going to center that left foot a little bit. Right leg lifts up. Good. So we're just lifting it high. Feeling that. Bend the knee maybe. Go for straight and drop your right hip. We're going to walk the hands back nice and slow into standing splits. Good. Nice hold. Nose to shin if you can do it, as close as you can. Lift the leg a little higher, and then let's walk the hands forward. Good. Bring that left knee in. We're going to set it down in front. Pigeon. Good. Uncurl those back toes. If you have pressure on the back knee, put something underneath it. If you have pressure in the front knee, put something underneath it and walk that heel as close to your hip as you can. We're just going to relax it down. Breathe. Let the hips open as you soften the toes. Three more breaths. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Hands underneath the shoulders. Nice. We're going to curl your back toes under and step it back, downward facing dog. Hold here. Good. Center the right foot. Left leg lifts. Good. Bend the knee if you want to. Rotate the ankle. Whatever you want to do. Good. We're going to straighten into the leg. Drop that left hip. Walk the hands back. Standing splits. Again, on the second side. Lift. Good. Breathe. Walk the hands forward again. Nice. We're going to pull that knee in, hug it in. Good. Coming down. Again, you know, putting a towel underneath either knee or both is a good idea if they bother you. And we're just finding our way down, breathing and relaxing. A lot of times we carry a lot of stress in the legs and the inner thighs and the back, and a lot of times we don't notice it until it hurts. So poses like these help us release some of that tension, especially if we can relax in the pose. Good. So we're going to bring the hands back up. Curl your back toes under. Downward facing dog. Nice. We're going to come onto the knees. Swing the legs around. Good. We're going to do one more pose that will help you with your pigeon pose. And it will be our kind of our Shavasana today. We're just going to start out folding forward elbows to the floor. Soften the knees toward the floor. Now, if you feel a lot of gripping on your inner thighs, you want to slide some blocks underneath. So you can take a block and you just set it underneath here. That's if you feel like your inner thighs are just really grabbing on. You want them to be able to feel safe enough to relax. If you don't have blocks, you can put anything, pillows, whatever. So you just want to let them relax. Now we're gonna, as we come up here, we're coming up, sitting up nice and tall. Tilt the hips forward so the spine goes straight. Find your mula bandha, that's your pelvic floor, pull it in and up. Pull your belly button in towards your spine and then up into your rib cage, Uddiyana bandha. Jalandhara bandha, chin down. We're connecting the chin, the two shoulders, and the chest with a nice little web here. And we're connecting all the bandhas together by engaging them all at the exact same time, Maha bandha. Breathe. Good. So imagine that your breath is light. And as you inhale, you can feel the light coming all the way down the spine to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, you feel that light go up the spine and out your nose. Good. Just practice imagining that light moving for the next 5 breaths. Last breath, inhale and exhale. Good, open the eyes. We're just going to cross into the legs. Very nice practice. If you would like to lay down and do Shavasana, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week, rest of your month. Namaste.